Welcome to the second day of the World Ski Orienteering Championships here in Kemi-Keminmaa, Kemi. It's a wonderful day for ski orienteering today. -2 degrees Celsius, the sun is shining and the conditions are wonderful, right for ski orienteering.
Yes, indeed, totally amazing conditions. I went to the tracks this morning with the Finnish commentator Mika Häkkinen, and the speed was quite something in the downhills. So this is going to be fun.
So faster than yesterday.
Even.
And yesterday we had wonderful competitions. The three first ladies within 1 second of each other, the three first men within 3 seconds of each other. So today when we have the pursuit, it will be so much fun for everyone here, for the competitors and for us.
Yes, indeed, it's going to be very tight competition. There will be lots of men starting within the first minute. So basically this is a mass start competition. Only the competitors have been put into a queue already before the starting triangle.
But there won't be a queue in the forest because we have forking everywhere, or almost everywhere.
Yes, today's course will be forked very densely, so we get to see the GPS briefly quite soon, and hopefully we get to see a closer look later on during the race. But here we have the information of today's course.
So today we have about 13.7 kilometers for the men. That's the normal shortest route, and the shortest sensible route is 17.6 kilometers.
13.7 is the straight line.
Straight line, right,
yes.
You're right about that. And the tracks altogether are 49.5 kilometers. We will have a spectator control, we will have map changes along the route, so a real pursuit with, as you said, a lot of men in the first minute already.
Yes, here we have the two Finnish guys, Ville-Petteri Saarela, yesterday's champion, Tuomas Kotro starting first and followed by Rasmus Wikbom. And basically anyone starting within the first minute can compete for the gold medal today. So nothing is settled before the final straight.
Jörgen Baklid and Henrik Fredriksen Aas, the two Norwegian guys, starting with number 4 and 6, together with the number 9 Vegard Gulbrandsen. 3 Norwegians in the top 10, 3 Finns, Veli-Petteri Saarela, Tuomas Kotro and Evert Toivonen. Also 3 Finns in the top 10, and as you see here in the top 20, we're still within 1 minute from the leader.
Yes, and I would imagine there are some angry guys coming behind. For example, yesterday Jörgen Baklid was doing an excellent job until there was this minor mistake that lost him the gold medal and all the medals at the same time. And I believe today he will be very, very decisive.
Same with the Bulgarian Stanimir Belomajev. He made one mistake and he turned up in place number 16, 43 seconds behind the winner yesterday.
Yes.
Andri Jordi, number 33 from Switzerland, is not starting today, but we have 55 starters in this competition still. It's a good competition in that way that although the Russians, the Belarusians, the Ukrainians and the Kazakh skiers are not with us today, we still have a lot of competitors here in the Ski Orienteering Championships. Of course, you know that due to the world situation in Ukraine today, all flights are not able to reach Finland. No flights go over Russia, and Russia and Belarus are right now out of the International Orienteering Federation family.
Yes, and here we see the track. This is a very, very intense course today. Two loops that are forked in the beginning. I think this most southern part will be considerably longer than the other. And then we have this intense final loop. The men come to show up into the arena before entering the forest one last time. But we will see more of the course later on.
41 controls in a pursuit competition, is that normal, do you think?
Well, certainly there are many controls, but pursuit is quite an intense competition format, so this is quite normal, yes.
And as yesterday, it is a technical course. It is a Finnish or Scandinavian course again.
Yes, and actually even a bit surprisingly technical, because there are actually not at all legs that are to be considered route choice legs as such. Of course, route choice is always a crucial element in ski orienteering.
It's about 2.5 minutes to the first start. Starting with number 1 is the world champion in the sprint from yesterday, Ville-Petteri Saarela, and with number 2, Tuomas Kotra from Finland, and number 3, Rasmus Wickbom from Sweden. All these three thus within 3 seconds.
Yes. And as
Millaisilla ajatuksilla meet tänään metsään?
Hei, lähdetään tekemään sitä samaa työtä kuin eilen. Semmoista sujuvaa suunnistussuoritusta ja pyritään hiihtämään sitä mahdollisimman kovaa siinä sivussa.
Mikä on taktiikka?
No kyllä mä lähden samantyyppisellä taktiikalla kuin eilen, että pikkusen alakumatkaa ehkä vähän malttaa hiihtovauhdin kanssa, että pääsee kiinni karttaan ja sieltä saa sen suunnistusrytmistä kiinni ja suunnistuksen sujumaan ja lisätään sitten vauhtia loppua kohden. Tai pyritään lisäämään.
Eilen sanoitte, että oli vähän paineita, että kotikisoissa piti menestyä. Millainen paine on tänään?
No ei ole enää paineita, että kyllä eilen paineet lähti ja apina putosi harteilta, kun sai heti tuosta ensimmäisen henkilökohtaisen mitalin ja heti kultaisen ja kotikisoista, niin kyllä nyt on helpompi lähteä tähän päivään tekemään työtä ja ei ole enää semmoisia paineita, että pystyy jopa nauttimaan ehkä tästä päivästä paljon enemmän kuin eilisestä kisasta.
So what Ville-Petteri Saarela here said right prior to the competition today is that today he will do the same as yesterday. He will start out a little bit slowly to get accustomed to the terrain and to the map and to the course, and then speed up more and more. And he had some pressure on himself yesterday as this where he's, as to say, home competitions, but there's no pressure anymore. He will enjoy this course very much more than yesterday.
Yes, absolutely so. Today there is nothing to lose, nothing. He can just relax and focus on what he is doing. Today the course will start straight uphill. This is going to be interesting start. It's quite a steep hill. It's the alpine ski slope, and the maps are only up, waiting for the athletes up there. So they don't get to see the map until they reach the top, and the orienteering starts immediately after they get the maps.
So there we have Ville-Petteri Saarela, Tuomas Kotro and Rasmus Wickbom. 7 seconds behind them, Jörgen, Baklid and Evert Toivonen. 19 seconds behind them, Henrik Fredriksen Ås. Then Nikola Müller, Gustav Jonsson, Vegard Gulbrandsen and Mattis Jarma and Erik Blomgren, these following ones. And they are just climbing up this alpine hill, the ski hill here in Kemi-Keminmaa, Kallinkangas.
This is a moment where the athletes can screw up their race. If they ski too fast, too hard in the first 150 meters to the top, they can get themselves very tired, and when the orienteering part begins, that can be very tough. So it would be wise to spare a little bit in the beginning. This is intense. Athletes starting all the time, and everybody sees many backs to be taken ahead. And here we get to see some uphill climbing.
It's not as steep as in the Alps, although we call it an alpine hill, but it is a good hill for the ski orienteers to start with. And here they then reach the maps, and as you can see, there are holes for the first, the second and the third rounds for all the athletes.
Yes, and here we can see the navigation begins right away, so the speed goes off, they have to find the triangle from the map and then make the route choice, and the first control will already be forked, so it is dangerous to just follow the others in the beginning.
How often do you see these kind of starts with an uphill for the first 200 meters?
Not very often. Once there was more than a kilometer uphill from the beginning when we were in ski tour in Austria. That was something.
It's been 2.5 minutes since the first start. Ville-Petteri Saarela then started, and now with the 50th Davide Comai from Italy starting, we're slowly moving into the forest also.
Here is one young guy, Evert Toivonen from Finland, who yesterday did his best World Championship race during his career, and he was on the shared 5th place. Yes, fourth.
Even fourth. Yeah. Tied 4th place.
Yes.
Also Rasmus Wickbom, the Swedish orienteers and ski orienteers and the journalists were very happy that Rasmus Wickbom, the last starter yesterday, made a good race and was only 3 seconds away from the gold medal. He gained the bronze medal yesterday in the sprint competition and is a very good contester for the gold medal today also.
Yes, indeed. There are these many guys to be looked upon today. And I think now we are following Wickbom in the forest. Yes. And our skiing cameramen Anssi Koirikivi and Teemu Eerola will have hard work today.
It's a long course for them, and they will be following both the men and the women all the way.
Here we can see the tracks are curvy and bumpy, and there are many crossings. And now we get to see the course more in a more peaceful manner. And here, in the beginning, right from the start, there is a longer downhill part with technical orienteering, then a longer leg to the third control, and actually that may be the only one with the possibility of taking a longer route around from the right using the wide track. Then this possibly the longest forking part from control 6 to control 13, which is both are the TV controls. And then we come back to the map change and begin the other forking. Of course, some athletes start with going to the 16th control, and every time these forkings come together, the forking is mixed again. So you have to be following where you should go and not just follow the others. And this forking part is to be pretty much shorter, maybe about half a minute faster than the other one.
Mm. It remains to be seen how big a difference it is if you have a shorter course or a shorter round first or not. Do you have a lot of traffic and are you stuck in the jam there, or is it equally easy for you to proceed anyway?
And here we can see the final loop. Many micro route choices. You just have to be up to what you're doing all the time.
Oh, we're still following Rasmus Wikbom here.
Yes, very, very tight turns, left and right, bumpy, technical skiing, and it becomes difficult for our cameraman Anssi to follow Rasmus here.
I heard that the Austrian guy Tobias Habenicht broke one of his skis, the best skis he had here yesterday. How much of that is it a risk that the best skiers will have their equipment broken?
There is always a possibility. Of course, you can avoid it by taking the route choice that Müller has taken to the third control that I spoke about earlier. So as you can see, it's not a bad choice.
No.
Now he has gained and he has taken up Saarela, and he is actually, it seems that he's leading the race at the moment.
Yep, he started 21 seconds behind Saarela, so a very good choice.
Yes, indeed. But that actually is only an option on this forking, so on the D forking it is too long. I believe on the D forking you have to go straight.
But they are all now heading for the fourth control. Same way, everybody's taking the same way. So now we have the forking going together in the same tracks.
Yes. So they are forming a queue. But again, the forking will change. And I'm not actually sure, maybe the fifth control may not be forked, but there is another control on this narrow track just on the southern side of the control circle of the fifth control. So it's possible that it's forked as well, but maybe they all go the same. Soon we'll see.
But Rasmus Wikbom, thus in second place, right after Nicola Müller from Switzerland. And we're following, is this Erik Blomgren now? It's a Swedish dress.
Very, very difficult to see. And here we can see him taking the fourth control and turning around. Okay, it seems that everybody is going to the same fifth control here. So in the next loop they will use the other control that's on the narrow track.
And we are waiting for them at the sixth control, which is the first TV control. About 2.9 kilometers, and as we can see, the race is going very fast. We are under 10 minutes and 3 kilometers in under 10 minutes. It is a fast weather today.
Yes. And now we are waiting for the first athletes to come to the first TV control, and here we have, and it seems that Müller seems to be still leading the queue. they are not in a hurry here. They have more to lose by rushing too much and breaking equipment, so they have plenty of time to make decisions by navigational choices here. And now we see the forking again.
And you are allowed to change broken equipment when you change your map also, or when you come to the arena, but you can't change any other equipment.
Yes.
Only broken equipment and your poles, of course.
Yes, in some earlier years it has been possible to change your skis, which of course supports somehow the countries that have the resources to wax more skis. But actually 1 hour competition, this kind of intensive competition, I don't think that changing equipment would have been very useful for anyone anyway. But
the conditions shouldn't change very much now.
No.
We still have -2 degrees. The sun is shining, but it's not warming up the snow that much.
No. And now we get to see us making a small
Us.
mistake. Yes, us. But also, I don't know how. Maybe Toivonen was going to the other forking. But actually, you should exactly that way. You should take another route choice to the left forking already from the control, from the TV control. And now the now it's getting a bit more silent here. But as you can see, it's not so easy to maintain your focus when you're skiing in the queue. There are many crossings. It's so easy to get lost where you should be going.
At the first TV control we had thus Nikola Müller, Mattis Jaama, Tuomas Kotro, Ville-Petteri Saarela, Henrik Fredriksen Ås, Jörgen Baklid, Evert Toivonen, Gustav Jonsson, the first 8
Baklid
together.
again made a small mistake before this E control out, and he's actually going to the F. He went all the way where Kotro was just going. He skied too far that straight track downhill.
So we have Kotro, Müller and Saarela now together leading.
Yes, and
Oh, no.
they all seem to have the same forking here. They are all going to the E controls, which is a little bit longer than F.
But it looked like Saarela stopped and wasn't quite sure about where he was.
Yeah.
But here at the 2.9 kilometers, the first TV control we saw, the first 8 within 13 seconds, and then another group of about 7, 8 more skiers within the next 20 seconds.
It's interesting to see whether this chasing group from behind about 30 seconds can get and gain the gap to the first group. And here we can see there is this small dotted line that's connecting these two tracks, and a bit surprisingly the athletes did not take it. It would be actually a bit shorter, and now they see the track. It's turning to the left right from here, and now Saarela is taking that track. It's a bit more narrow. It's made by snowshoes, but it's surprisingly hard surface, so it's actually very fast to ski. And I believe Saarela will take the lead after this choice.
Interesting to see now. The control number 9 is a... No, it's not the same one for everyone, but for those with the E forking.
Yes. But it seems that Saarela's difference is a bit too big, and there is...
Oh, but he's gaining. You're right about that. He's gaining on Kotro and Müller.
Yes. And Kotro and Müller have to turn around on the E9 control. and so he is behind Müller.
Right, but he gained them again.
Yes,
He was quite a bit behind them already, but a good route choice from him.
Yes, indeed.
So we have the number 1, Ville-Petteri Saarela, the number 2, Tuomas Kotro, and number 7, Nicola Müller, up here in the front, at least on this forking. But the other forking might be a little bit shorter, might be a little bit faster also.
Yes, I think it's considerably faster. So basically we are going to see the real situation only when we come to the second map change.
We're talking about very wide tracks and slow tracks. And,
yes,
and would you have
and
considered?
Now I would add a public snowmobile route, which is the they are skiing now, and that was very, very bumpy. It's actually pretty difficult to push at all. But if you are good with your skis, you can pump with your legs and gain more speed from every single bump. Here we can see Anssi hasn't managed to follow the cue, so having skied a lot more in the cross-country competitions last years, it's a bit different technique that you snow scooter track.
And you're quite right about that. The F forking, at least at this point, is much faster than the E forking.
Yes, it's so much more technical here. There are curves, there are crossings. The speed is a bit slower in this E forking.
Evin Nordström started with number 14. He was at place 15 at the first TV control, about 54 seconds behind then the leader Nicola Müller. And looks good for him also.
Yes, he knows what he's doing. He knows where to turn.
Confident about what he's doing.
Yes, and sharp right, and going again. The snow on this open marsh area was actually a bit slower than in the forest. There is a difference in temperature, so the snow is colder and a bit slower, but it's only a short section of the track, so it's nothing decisive, and everybody has the same.
So Rasmus Wickbom, Evert Toivonen, Jörgen Baklid together at the F10 control, while Tuomas Kotro and Ville-Petteri Saarela ahead at the E forking. The next control is then again a control for everyone.
And also a TV control, and we're waiting for them to arrive, and here we can see them arrive between the spruce forest.
Toivonen, Wickbom, Baklid.
It seems that Toivonen is in the lead. And Stanimir Belomachev has managed to climb into the top 4, and he's only 5 seconds behind Toivonen, so good job by Stanimir Belomachev so far.
Starting with number 16, he was 37 seconds behind at the start. So yes, a very good start from him.
Yes. Of course, he had the slower, faster forking here, and also Misa Tuomala got some advantage of that. But now in the second loop, they have the longer one.
Now we had Kotro also and Saarela from the longer route.
So the difference may be even close to a minute between those forkings. And after this control, the athletes will cross the electrical line, which is going from north to south in the eastern part of the terrain. They have skied that way to the start yesterday. There is a public snowmobile route which is in quite a good condition, and they should know it because they have seen it yesterday. So there is some route choice also to this second last control. But now we get to hear what Jürgen Baklid thinks about today's race after yesterday.
What were your expectations before you arrived here in Kemi?
It was to fight for top places at all the races, so I was a bit disappointed yesterday because it was so tight for the medals, but I will try to fight for the medals today, and hopefully I can do better.
So what is your tactics for you today?
It is to go my own race, read my own map, pick my forkings, and hopefully my speed is good, so I will be at the top and fight for it at the end.
Are you doing something different than yesterday?
No, not. Just try to focus a bit more on the map on the last part of the race, because wasn't very good at the end of the race yesterday, so I will try to stay focused a bit longer.
To stay focused.
Yes, to stay focused is a winning tactic today. It's just about who manages in his tactics best. Now we see Rasmus Wickbom taking route choice from the right, and Saarela and Müller all the way using that public snowmobile route. And here again, the track course is forked. There is no big difference between H and G. The curve left to the control H is pretty difficult, so by going right into the control G you can actually maintain your speed better.
And Gulbrandsen, as you can see, made a mistake again at the 14th control. Right now he's there, but he lost the track of the other ones.
Yes. And Kotro seems to have... No, he also has the H control. It seems that all... Wickbom has taken the wrong forking here, and he loses a lot of time.
And Kemi-Keminmaa is making a difficult way to his control.
Yes.
Because he's meeting all the other ones on the way up to his control.
Yes, that's probably a mistake. And now he has to ski against everybody else.
Yeah. We are shortly coming to the map exchange. For the first time.
And here we can see the men are still in good strength. Now they get some refreshments from their coaches who are allowed to do their coaching only in this small coaching zone here close to the last control.
Baklid, Melamanjev and Toivonen together within 2 seconds. Then we have a gap already to Kotro and Tuomala.
Yes.
And although it seemed like a long string or row of skiers, there are already a difference of 40 seconds up to the leaders, Baklid, Melamanjev.
Yes, it seems that many athletes did take some minor mistakes to these second last controls, and it's going to be visible in the time difference, because the first section of the course is about to end and everybody is maintaining their speed towards the map exchange.
And map exchange is the same place as where the athletes got their maps for the first time, so they're again climbing up the alpine hill. They don't have to climb it from the beginning this time,
Yes,
but still.
But there is uphill before the map change and right after the map change.
Also, John Schneider from Switzerland, now in place number 17, has climbed very well. He started off about a minute and 30 behind the leaders and is now in place number 17.
Now they leave their maps here so that they don't mix. In this bright weather, it's possible if you just put your new map on your first map, it's possible that you see the other maps tracks, controls through the paper, and that is very disturbing. So so it's wise to leave your first map here. And as you can see, it's quite a steep little hill here, and they already need to focus on map reading because, of course, they know that the first control was forked, and now they have to read map where they're going.
The climb for the men is about 330 meters, so in all it's not that much. It's more technical, but here we have a little hill at least.
Yes, and the biggest hill is here in the very beginning.
Jürgen Baklid, as you can see, is now away from... we don't see Belomajev where he is. His tracking isn't showing on our map right now, but at least Toivonen is chasing him.
Toivonen and Kotro are together in the second control. And now we get to see these wide tracks are pretty fast to ski. It's absolutely the same as in FIS World Cups in cross-country skiing. And the ski orienteers can apply the skiing techniques of cross-country skiers. But when we go to the narrow tracks, I believe many cross-country skiers would be in difficulties trying to follow these guys on those bumpy and curvy roads. Jürgen Baklid, pretty nice Wasper technique skiing. It looks elastic, it looks easy. And now they are going to the C forking and taking the right way around, using as much of this wide track as they can.
And Baklid, especially Baklid, is taking a good advantage of it.
Yes.
With the pace that he has, he's going around all the way, it seems.
And he is a strong cross-country skier as well. So this is his strength. He knows when to use it. And as we can see, Tuomas Kotro seems to have the same forking, and he is going straight and probably is going to lose some time. And now we have Evert Toivo. No.
Kotro.
Kotro is this one, yes. And we get to see how much more difficult it is here.
Both with skiing and with navigating.
Yes, because the tracks are not going straight. You have to ski very technically at the same time when you also have to read that very technical map. That's not an easy task. But Kotro is doing quite well. But of course the speed is slower than on the wide track. And Tuomas Kotro is really, really good at technical skiing. Yesterday he used those steep little uphill parts to his advantage really well. But now we can see the difference between Baklid and Kotro in the control will be considerable.
They're going to the same control. The difference between them at the map change was 17 seconds.
And now I think it's going to be maybe double.
We see Baklid leave there, and we don't see Kotro yet.
And Toivonen is also going to gain and pass Kotro by this route choice.
Toivonen was ahead of Kotro also.
Yeah,
But
so it
still,
was.
but they're closer to each other now.
Yes. And was that Stanimir Belomachev, this green?
It probably
green
was,
skier?
yes. He started together out on the second leg, the second round,
Yes,
together with Baklid and Toivonen.
it seems so. Now Toivonen can relax a little bit, maintain his own focus on the map, and wait for Stanimir Belomachev to do any minor hesitation. Then there is opportunity to pass.
And still he knows that there is a lot of forking.
Yes, and he knows that this control is going to be common.
If he remembers that.
Yes. It's so beautiful in the terrain. This Paris pine forest. There are cliffs in the summer, as now we cannot see any rocks or cliffs on the map as they are not marked, but beautiful Lapland terrain.
And as we said, no stones, no cliffs at all are marked on the maps because there are so many stones. It would be just disturbing for the skiers.
Yes, the tracks are the most important information for ski orienteers. It has to be visible. And now we see the control is on the narrow track. There is actually a small route choice here, and let's see if Toivonen and Belomachev are using this narrow track from above. No, it seems they are all dropping down the wide track.
Belomachev doing well. Oh, too well.
Oh, yeah. He loses some seconds there.
And here we're waiting for Jörgen Baklid to be the first here at the control.
And Baklid comes first to this TV control. He is leading the race. And
no problem at all for him.
No, already 15 seconds and no one else is visible yet. The difference will be around 25-30 seconds.
Is this then Toivonen,
Belomachev, Toivonen, and Kotro should be the next.
So no big mistake from Belomachev then. Might be
No.
just the GPS that showed us.
Yes. And also, if you execute it well, it's not so much shorter to just drop to the wide track and then climb those few meters. Not a big difference, if you know where you're going.
That. Kotro 8 seconds behind Toivonen. He might not be seeing the other ones, but still, there's a big gap behind them.
Mm-hmm. Let's see how much the forking is going to even the difference here, because now starts the section of the course in which the forking is the most different, but the difference from Saarela was over 1 minute already, 1 minute 8 seconds to Baklid. It will be tight. We'll see. In the next TV control, we will see what's the situation.
But Henrik Fredriksen Ås already 1:30 behind in 10th place. Erik Blomgren, Misa Tuomala, John Schneider, Edvin Nordström, and Korsinbos.
So without mistakes, these guys may be a bit too far from the lead to fight for medals today, but of course in orienteering sports anything is possible.
Yeah, the first four within 30 seconds, but then the differences are quite big already. Peter Horvat in number 16 right now, 2:33 behind the leader Jörgen Baklid. Vegard Gulbrandsen, Gustav Jonsson, and Mattis Jaama coming in place number 19.
Now it would be and now we get some GPS tracking here. And now Kotro has made a good choice to the F forking. He was ready to take the correct route, and he seems to be on the shorter section, so I believe without mistakes Tuomas Kotro will be leading after this section and the next control.
I think Jörgen Baklid has something to say about that also.
Yes.
He's going very fast now, and is he taking the right?
Yes,
Yep, he is
he's
taking the
correct
short
choice.
route here. The did you call it? The snowshoe route.
Yes. It is more narrow, and why is this track so different? It's because this is a nature conservation area and it's forbidden to use snowmobile. They have the organizers have gotten permission to cross it from these two areas where this track and the other one goes, but they were not allowed to go via the open open marsh area. It's of course a bit unreasonable because there is a meter snow on the swamp, so
But still.
but anyways, that's how it goes.
Baklid, Belamajev and Toivonen. Belamajev's dot is stopping now and then, but he should be ahead of Toivonen. At least he was at the last TV control. And Kotro coming down to his F control alone.
Yes, and actually for the F forking as well, it would have been considerable route choice to continue downhill and use the same dotted line, the snowshoe route, as the other forking uses. But Kotro has turned around on the control.
There's Belamajev ahead of Toivonen still.
So it seems it is difficult to get past here if the guy before you is not making a mistake. The tracks are narrow and basically everybody is, after all, skiing quite fast.
And for quite some time right now they've had the same route choices. We know that the last controls here on the leg, on the round, were very difficult, and there were a lot of mistakes being made there. Let's see now. Kotro is approaching his 9th control on the F forking. Baklid already at his on the E forking. But after this, their paths should cross.
Yes, it's possible that they see each other here quite soon and get some information about where they are going. Now Baklid knows that the other forking that he used in the first loop is probably a bit faster.
We're still following Toivonen and Belamajev. Toivonen and Belamajev. It's not a double name.
Yes. Bulgarian and Finnish athletes.
And at the last TV control, they were in places 2 and 3. Now, after the forking, from the other other side, we also saw that Saarela, Linus Rapp, Nicola Müller, Rasmus Wickbom. Wickbom was on the other forking, but there are a lot of skiers coming from the other side, and they also might see each other now when the.
And now we see Belamajev taking a different route choice. He wasn't quite ready right after the control and had to stop a little bit Toivonen seemed to be sure that he wanted to go left. These small, minor moments can be decisive in this race. And here we see actually probably Toivonen's rule choice is better.
It seems like Toivonen is gaining a little bit on Belomazhev, or going ahead of him. Kotra on the other way, going his way to the 10th control. Baklid already on the way to the 13th. From here, it seems like Baklid still is a little bit ahead of Kotra.
Of course, the area where that Baklid enters right now is a little bit slower because the tracks are more curvy, but it's really, really tight, and it's interesting to see. They are coming to the TV control any minute now.
And Kotra is then going up to the control, so is Baklid.
And now it's exciting to see, is it going to be blue and white, or is it going to be red and blue?
So we are following the pursuit in the men's competition.
12.5 kilometers have been skied, and it seems that Baklid is in the lead.
So he is.
And Kotra is not to be seen anywhere. Where is he?
The difference is
has
big.
He made a small mistake here because the difference is this big? It's possible. Maybe we get to see this one. This athlete is a Japanese athlete, and he's on the first loop still. And here we see Toivonen.
Yep. And Toivonen now 30 seconds behind Baklid. And Belomazhev, although he had a slightly slower route choice, he's only 9 seconds behind Toivonen at this point. And the other ones closing in also.
Yes.
Saarela, Viipola, Linus Rapp, Nicola Müller.
And now, when we approach the map change, the athletes don't know it. We already have seen the final loop, and it's going to be quite physical. There are some steep uphills to come, and it's possible that if you are still feeling strong in the last loop, you can still make many different huge differences by only skiing if you navigate well.
And there is no forking on the last leg.
Yeah, no forking.
No forking. So physical and good orienteering.
Doing your own job, taking the advantage of the athletes before you, if you can.
Rasmus Wickbom now 146 behind Jörgen Baklid, and Erik Blomgren, also from Sweden, and he's 155 behind the leader Jörgen Baklid. So Jörgen Baklid 21 seconds ahead of Tuomas Kotra, 30 seconds ahead of Evert Toivonen, and 39 ahead of Stanimir Belomazhev at this last control before the map change for the last time.
And hopefully we get to see some GPS from the second last controls now soon, because there was forking, but many athletes seemed to have the same control last leg. What is the situation now, and how does it affect the order in which the athletes arrive at the map exchange?
So it's Swiss skiers Schneider and Kors. This is Korsin Kors, and also Misa Tuomala visiting this last control before the map change. And now back to the GPS.
And Belomazhev uses the advantage. He sees Toivonen take left, and now Belomazhev takes...
And Kotra made a mistake. No?
It seems that he did. Did he go through the... H14, or did he pass the control? I didn't see.
It looked like he didn't pass the 14th control at all.
Oh dear.
It remains to be seen.
It remains to be seen. It's possible that he accidentally turned around from the control and made. But I think it's unlikely. But now he's making shortcut downhill. No. No, there is a track.
It looked funny on the map with Kotros visiting his 14th control.
Yes.
Well, it might be the GPS also that's playing with us. But the difference between Kotro and Baklid, about 21 seconds. Oh no, Baklid's dot stopped for us. But the difference should be about 20 seconds or a little bit more even, perhaps, when we get now to the map change for the last time.
Yeah, this is steep hill, dense forest. Seems that the GPS dots, the signal is not that good. Many athletes GPS stop near that second last control. But here, Baklid is already arriving to the last control of the second loop and going towards the map exchange, heading to the last loop of his course.
And not too far away. Kotro
Yes.
coming there.
And if Kotro has punched the 14th control, he has, it's not 14th control, it's, well, whatever control it was.
20 something, you're right about that, yeah. But say, he gained 5 seconds from the last TV control in this way.
Yes.
And when we're going uphill again, he sees the back of Baklid.
And now there is a possibility to gain or lose much time right away. When after the map exchange, there is a leg that starts from or towards back left of your skiing direction when you arrive to the map exchange. So you have to be really careful. If you start the same direction you started 2 times in this race, you are probably losing 10 to 15 seconds to the first control of the last loop.
So you shouldn't climb at all?
Yes, you should climb, but much less. You should go to the left side of the top of the hill, where the ski lift is going. Let's see if we get any picture or any GPS coverage of this crucial moment.
So 8 athletes within 1 minute, with Baklid and Kotro within 16 seconds, and then Evert Toivonen 40 seconds behind him. Stanimir Belomange from Bulgaria 44 seconds behind, and then Veli-Matti Saarela, Aavo Viipola, Linus Rapp and Nikola Müller about 1 minute behind Baklid. And Rasmus Wickbom still in place 9, 1:55 now behind the leader, Jörgen Baklid. Erik Blomgren and Edvin Nordström. No, not yet. I was waiting for Edvin, but he should arrive in a moment only. Erik Blomgren now 2:06, only 11 seconds behind his teammate Rasmus at this point.
And now we get to see, it seems that many athletes have now continued, and Bloom,
No,
he notices.
yep,
This is what you should do. You should go from the left
good.
around the top of the hill.
So Erik perhaps saw also where Rasmus was going, and both of them then going left from the
And now we get to see
Baklid.
Baklid turns to the left. Kotro does not. He is going to lose some time over there. Not much,
But still,
can be decisive.
Toivonen also, and he's now
Belomancev.
behind Belomancev.
And Saarela gained them.
Absolutely.
So this man is leading this pursuit race, Jörgen Baklid. Technical orienteering but lots of fast skiing on these wide tracks as well on this final loop.
And he's shortly arriving here back to the arena, where the spectator control also is.
Yeah, not yet. He is now arriving the control number 33 quite soon.
He's so fast. He's so fast. I was waiting for him already.
Yeah. There we can see the difference between Kotro and Baklid. Now they have a sharp left on these wide tracks, and there they can see each other. Baklid already heading to the next control, Kotro turning around there. The difference is about 15 seconds.
And they meet.
They meet here. And this now, that gives Kotro an opportunity to gain maybe 2 seconds by taking the second left. Baklid is taking the third, crossing to the left. So it's a bit shorter, faster, taking right away.
And now we have again following Jörgen.
Strong skiing, looks very good, and now soon arriving again on the wide skiing track.
And as we heard him say here, he was a little bit disappointed with not getting a medal yesterday. He's so focused right now.
It looks very good. If he maintains the focus, it seems that he is strong. It's very possible for him to take the victory today.
Sharp right and
very soon he's arriving to the arena passing. And soon we get some TV camera footage from the arena. There he comes. And now we have a really steep uphill back to the forest.
And Kotro is here already.
Yes.
Not very far behind, but still.
We are not getting any graphics where how much was the difference. Can't say exactly. But as you can see
both.
very steep uphill. But they are jumping on their skis. They are trying to push so fast, hard as possible. Strong, looking strong. Kotro knows that this is the moment. Now you have to push. If the difference grows now, it's difficult to gain again.
And we have Toivonen, Saarela, Belomajev, Viippola, Rapp, Müller.
Really tough, really tight fight for the bronze medal going on here. Maybe even silver, because we are not sure about Kotro's control there, as we remember. Hopefully he did go via control. And here we can see this uphill. They are gaining each other here. It's impossible to get past in this uphill. It's so narrow, but you gain the difference from who is the Swedish athlete here.
Is that Linus Rapp, who can't keep up the pace with the others anymore?
Now he's so tired now.
Oh,
this uphill makes differences in this race.
So see now, Baklid still ahead of Kotro, and the tail of his dot is 10 seconds. It was more than 10.
Yes.
You can see 12 perhaps. It's not the 16 that it was at the map exchange, but still Baklid is ahead.
Yes. And now it's basically only skiing towards the finish line here. Of course, when it seems easy, sometimes it's the most difficult.
Rasmus Wickbom and Erik Blomgren, the two Swedes, close to each other, still in places 9 and 10 right now. But up ahead, leading this race, right some kilometer from the finishing line, is now Jörgen Baklid, ahead of Tuomas Kotro, and they are followed by Ville-Petteri Saarela.
Here we can see Kotro is desperately trying to make differences by orienteering, and now he actually loses time by taking the right choice. Unless there is a good shortcut down here, and actually no,
he goes round.
It's so steep that you probably would just break your skis if you went down that pit. So you should just continue on the wide track from the control 38.
And now the difference is bigger between Baklid and the Kotro.
Yes.
The tail still 10 seconds. Baklid up to the second to the last control and down the hill, the same hill as they came yesterday.
The world champion today, Jörgen Baklid. That is clear now, because Kotro is not visible, and first in the finish.
Within 40 seconds, he is the world champion.
Yeah. Here he comes. Very good race by Jörgen Baklid.
In the beginning, he was fighting for a place among the other 10 to 15 that were racing together with him, but shortly, as we went further and further in the competition, already the first map exchange, he was the first one. Then together with Belamajev and Toivonen, but shortly after that he left them and never really saw any other skiers.
Yes.
He saw Kotro when they turned around at one point, but it's a beautiful victory for Jörgen Baklid, Norway, the world champion. And here the silver medalist Tuomas Kotro, silver yesterday and silver today. Let's hope that everything is okay also with his Emit punchings.
Let's hope so. And Baklid had even time to make some small mistakes in the first loop. So, and here we get to see some ski
and
tricks.
The bronze
and
then.
The fight for bronze here. Toivonen and Müller.
And now we have a really tight fight of the bronze medal.
And Müller ahead of him. A couple of strides ahead. Müller was the last one to climb up the hill here from the arena for the last leg, but he has been so strong. Nicola Müller now bringing Switzerland and Nicola Müller to a bronze medal in the pursuit, right ahead of Toivonen, Evert Toivonen.
And Toivonen seems to be the fourth best ski orienteer in the world at the moment.
Ville-Petteri Saarela, Stanimir Belamajev and Aapo Viipola in place number 7, and Linus Rapp, who was in the group of the 6 chasers at the last changeover, finishing here also, and in place number 8.
Yes, an exciting race. Tight fight for the bronze medal under the last meters, and yet navigational moments were decisive in the forest. Of course, Jörgen Baklid was very strong with the skis as well.
He was, and already from the beginning he seemed so confident also already from the start. He had come here to win, not to take medals, not to be fourth as yesterday. He knew what he was doing today, and the same tactic, just to be more focused on the orienteering, he said.
Yes, it was a good tactic. It was the winning tactic today.
Rasmus Wickbom and Erik Blomgren, the 2 Swedes, in places 9 and 10.
The competition almost from the start to the end, and
we get to see the Swedish athletes have given everything they have. Tired men of the finish. This last climb was brutal.
And now, whoa, what a fight behind him right now. There is Henrik Fredriksson Ås, John Schneider, Evin Nordström and Vegard Gulbrandsen fighting for the places 11, 12, 13 and 14. And is it good? Nordström, oh, so close here.
Yeah.
I think it was in place number 11.
Schneider and Nordström, at least, well, they are going to be settled via the finishing camera. But
now Nordström is placed in place number 11, Schneider 12th, Gulbrandsen 13th, and Fredriksson Ås 14th, Misa Tuomala from Finland in place number 15.
Misa Tuomala did suffer a bit from coronavirus after the European Championships in Bulgaria.
Mattis Jaama, Peter Horvat, Korsin Boos and Gustav Jonsson finishing also.
And soon we should get some thoughts of the winner in the interview. Okay, so we get the results here.
World champion Jörgen Baklid from Norway. In second place, Tuomas Kotra from Finland, silver medalist also yesterday. And in third place, Nikola Müller, who rose. He started from number 7 today, but only some 10 to 11 seconds behind the leaders, and made a very good last round here to make it to the bronze medal. 3 seconds ahead of Evert Toivonen from Finland.
And many tight fights on the second half of top 20 as well. As we could see, 4 athletes almost at the same time the finish line: Nordström, Schneider, Gulbrandsen and Ås.
Mattis Jaama, the best Estonian skier today, in place 16, and Peter Horvat, the best Czech skier, in place number 17.
Nice aerial coverage of the competition terrain by this drone, as you can see.
And here you can also see the big alpine hill, big I say,
Yeah.
the only alpine hill of Kemi-Keminmaa, and also the old church of Kemi-Keminmaa, where there's a mummy. If you have time to visit Kemi-Keminmaa, you can see one of the best preserved mummies in Finland. An old priest who said that my body will never rotten if I tell you the truth all the time. And he's still preserved.
Yes. And now towards interview of the winner.
And Noel Boos from Switzerland takes the place 21.
Okay, now we have here Jörgen Baklid, the new Pursuit world champion. What are the very first feelings?
I'm very satisfied with my race. It was beautiful skiing out there today with the beautiful tracks, and the sun is shining, and I felt really good physically, so it was just a pleasure.
Okay, after small mistakes and the 4th place yesterday in sprint, how did you manage to get the feeling right for the race?
I was trying to focus on my own race and pick my own controls and not get tricked into any other forkings. I did a little mistake early on the first loop, but after that I stayed really focused on my own race and just didn't care so much about the other skiers, and just went my way, and it worked out really well.
Okay, jumping for the second forking loop, you did this sort of an northeast skiing route skating around the route choice. Was that something that you decided immediately when you saw the leg, or how did it go?
On the first loop I had a control more to the left, so I went in the narrow tracks all the way, and that felt really slow. So on the second loop I thought I just ski on the big tracks and do a little some fast skiing all the way around. And then I could let my head rest a little bit as well. So yeah.
Okay, and the last loop, as you stated, physically very good day. You didn't have any concern about the guys coming behind.
I knew Kutru was just 15 seconds behind, and if you can see my back, it's a bit easier to go faster because you don't have to do all the small orienteering or all the way. But I felt good physically, and I was trying to push away, so he had to orienteer himself as well. And I think I had a big enough gap to that he couldn't just follow my back.
Okay, thank you, Jörgen, and once again, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, these were the thoughts, and here we get to see
The top 5.
Top 5 athletes of today's race.
So Müller at once was very strong and was leading the race at the first control. That was the combined for all these skiers.
Yes, and it was a decisive leg of the C forking from the second control to the third control. The difference was big if you took the way around using the wide track.
And Baklid already here, up almost in front. He's chasing Toivonen at this point.
Even though he made minor mistakes in the first half of this first loop.
And up to the first map exchange, he is now in place number 1.
And here we see the other loop, forkings change. And now Baklid actually making the decision for this race in this leg. And after this, he was in the lead all the time.
And Kotro at this moment in place number 3.
Yes. And I believe that the forking settled Kotro's position over Evert Toivonen here.
But Müller was faster coming, so Kotro's route choice there didn't seem that good.
Yes.
Then,
and now we see Kotro did not go to the H14, so I believe we are going to get a disqualification for Kotro.
Or was he going to the G?
Yeah, true, actually.
So, no problem there.
Yeah, no problem there.
We've been making you
That's true.
discomfortable all in vain.
Yeah.
Good. He was just taking that route choice to get to the G.
And here he is. I think he was already a little bit tired as well, making these small bad route choices towards the end. Like Jörgen Baklid said, Kotro had to navigate himself because the gap was just slightly too big to get all the advantage from the Norwegian guy going ahead.
We counted that the gap between them was something like 12 or 13 seconds at one point, but 34 seconds, as you can see here, then in the finish.
This was a really, really exciting, nice ski orienteering race.
And good orienteering all the way to the end.
So the men's race is over. We are preparing for the ladies' race. These are the stats for the women's course today.
So 11.7 kilometers for the ladies, 15.1 with the shortest sensible route. Also here we have 49.5 kilometers of tracks to get lost in or to use, if you want to use that expression. The winner will be in about 60 minutes, according to this. A little bit less climb than the men, but not very much. And the start will be the same as for the men, up the ski slope here.
Yes, in general, very similar course compared to the men's. The biggest difference is on the final loop. The ladies don't come to the arena, they directly ski into the finish from the last map exchange. So no arena pass like men.
And all the ladies, they have been waiting for their turn here at the ski lodge. They have been in quarantine, so they haven't seen the men's map at all. They don't know what the men have been doing at all.
Indeed. So they will go in blind, like it's customary in orienteering. And the first starter, Daisy Kudre, they're already lining on the starting line. And we get some thoughts from yesterday's winner, Daisy Kudre. What are her feelings before today's race?
So, what were your expectations about the terrain and the map yesterday?
Well, I was expecting a really finished terrain, like a lot of narrow tracks and very technical course. And yeah, the course met the expectations I had, so it was a cool race with really fast decisions and yeah, technical course.
Now you're 1 second ahead of your companions. What's your tactics for today?
I think the tactics is really to focus on the map reading. I think today the winner will be the one who just does the most clean job, technical side. So my strategy really is to focus on my own orienteering and try to make good decisions and enjoy the course.
And when will we see the final decision from you? Where will you push on the gas?
That we will see. I think the goal is really to push from the beginning.
Yeah, very confident Daisy Kudre Schneider here, at least prior to start.
Yes, and wise words. I believe her tactic, if she manages to execute it well, it will be a very good tactic for today. As we saw earlier, very technical, very demanding orienteering. You have to be focused all the time.
But also here we have a lot of competitors. Within just 1 minute we have the first 17 starters. So again here the ladies start up the hill and they get their maps halfway up or a little bit closer to the top and then continue uphill again.
And the navigation starts immediately again. And just like in the men's race, the forking also begins immediately. So you have to execute your own orienteering from the very beginning. And this, like I said earlier, to begin a long uphill right away, that can be difficult to get your race going, your muscles used to this hard work. Here we get to see.
does Daisy Kudre-Schneider then have any advantage with living partly in Switzerland also?
Yeah, I would imagine so, that she is used to high altitude, and some oxygen intake could be also more prepared to working hard early on.
The first starters then: Daisy Kudre-Schneider, Salla Koskela, Magdalena Olsson, Frida Sandberg, Anna Ulvensöen, Sonja Mörsky, Elin Schagerström, Judita Trabaite, Jenny Baklid, Linda Lindquist, Isabel Salén, Sari Väärönen, Kaisa Klemettinen, Lisa Larsen, Evelina Wickbom, followed by Doris Kudre, Epp Palberg, Petra Fiala, Anne-Sofie Krog, Mervi Peso, Sinne Strand, and after them Tuuli Suutari, and all these thus 1:30 behind the leaders. I'd say perhaps leaders. Daisy Kudre-Schneider, Salla Koskela and Anna-Magdalena Olsson all started within 1 second. Heta Virtanen, Idun Strand, Natalia Nikli and Marit Melby Jakobsen, the following ones.
And now we get to see the ladies arriving at the map give out area and beginning their orienteering in this pursuit race.
Take your own map.
As you can see, the maps are not rolled into the holes of the map wall, and that is because the weather was quite windy, and it showed up that the maps did not remain in those holes, so the organizer had to nail them into the wall so that the wind cannot grab them.
And all the ladies climbing up the hill. Today we have 38 ladies competing in
And
reversed order from yesterday.
And now we get to see the ladies' course the same way as we saw the men's earlier. Quite similar beginning. We get TV coverage from control number 8 and then go downhill behind the marsh area. Technical orienteering all the way, and again arriving to the 13th control, which is also a TV. And a little bit different arriving to the map exchange area than the men. And the other forking, in this we do not get to see the right side route choice using the wide track. This is pure technical execution on the narrow tracks.
And it seems like a little bit less combined controls than what the men had.
Yes, the second is combined, the 6th is combined, and 13th is combined. And then the last loop, like I said, the ladies will not pass the arena, but they arrive directly to the finish. But same kind of minor route choices, lots of physical skiing on the last loop.
Where will we see the final outcome? Of course here at the finish line, but will there be any decisive moments?
Well, not any clear decisive places to where you can strike, push. Well, you can make the decision by making a huge mistake. And
we saw Frida Sandberg and Judita Trabaite. Both have been doing very well in these competitions. Frida 4th yesterday, Judita 8th yesterday, and started thus within 30 seconds from the leaders in this competition.
And now it seems we are following Salla Koskela in the terrain. Yesterday's silver medalist shared with Magdalena Olsson. And this is the technical part after the first common control. The hillside, which in men's race was possible to get around from the right, but the ladies will use these narrow tracks on both legs, on both loops.
And at least here it seems like Salla Koskela doesn't have any companions with her.
No, she's alone, and as you can see, she takes her time reading the map when necessary. That is most important. You have to maintain your focus, you have to know where you're going. If you don't know and you take the wrong turn, then you lose time. It's better to just slow a little bit down, read the map, and then strike again when you know where to go.
And the sharp turns again, although we've had the men partly skiing in the same places also, but there's not much places here for the skiers to make shortcuts or cut any corners.
And because there are so many tracks, it's difficult also to read the map. The curves and bumps, they force you to decide carefully when to read the map. If you read your map at the wrong moment, it's possible that your skis get stuck in the snow and just what happened here? Yeah. It's not easy. And here we see who's going on which forking and how they are executing it. It seems that Ulvensson and Hagerström are taking a little bit longer minor route choice here before the fourth control.
And Frida Sandberg has already gained Daisy Kudre-Schneider, gained on her, and they seem to be now together. Hard to say here who is ahead of anybody else, but Salla Koskela's dot at least was moving very fast ahead.
Yes. And here we are following Salla again in the forest.
She didn't get stuck for a very long time.
No. And here she takes the control and approaches next to the common control. It seems to be in the lead.
Well, at least on this fork.
Yes,
right.
at the moment.
Ulvensson and Hagerström made a small... Oh!
Now, this is interesting. So they didn't know exactly
where they were,
and they decided to turn back all the way, just for sure, I believe. Otherwise, they would have taken the shorter correction.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad choice. It was perhaps not the best one, the one they had tried to make or could have made. But with that one, they made a mistake, and you can now see how they are trailing the other ones.
Yes,
but Salla Koskela ahead of the other ones.
And now we see the live situation in the GPS. So Salla Koskela's red dot is the one we're following in the camera, but now we got Daisy Kudre-Schneider passing the camera, who I believe is on Sikoirikivi.
And close after her, Frida Sandberg and Magdalena Olsson also. So,
and here you can see Daisy can get some advantage from Salla making those curves, taking the crossings, cutting the corners. You see, and you can get a little bit smoother turn when you come behind. But also, if you focus too much on the athlete before you, it's possible that you lose the contact on the track or the map yourself.
We're waiting for the ladies to come here again to the same first TV control, the same as the men had. Daisy Kudderschneider and Salla Koskela, the ones starting with numbers 101 and 102, are the ones we're waiting for at first. And then Magdalena Olsson and Frida Sandberg, the number 3 and 4 starters, close behind them.
And here we can see that the ladies come to the TV control via the control that was on the narrow track. They will not go down to the wide track that the men's course used.
And here we are, Salla Koskela right ahead of Daisy Kudderschneider.
And again, they have forking here,
Magdalena
and probably
Olsson,
different forking.
Magdalena Olsson and Frida Sandberg within 10 seconds, and they make different choices. Olsson to the left, Sandberg to the right.
In the ladies course, I don't think the difference of this longer southern forking is not so big as it was in men's.
Oh, Judita Traubaite is trailing a little bit. She made a different route choice to the seventh control.
It was considerably longer, so maybe it was a small mistake, but I don't think that affects the results.
She was ahead of Ulvensö and Hagaström. Now Lina Larsen, she started from position 14 and now up in place number 5, together with Jenny Baklid and Sari Väärinen. Kaisa Klemettinen, Anna Ulvensöen, Judita Traubaite, Elin Hagaström and Linda Lindquist.
And Traubaite did a small mistake right after the control. She took right and had to turn back.
Estonian, this is Epp Palberg and Sonja Mörsky from Finland. Sonja started with number 6, but Isabel Salén, Evelina Wickbom, Mervi Peso, Petra Fiala of the Czech Republic, Evine Vestli Andersen of Norway. Followed by Doris Kudre, Estonia, and Finland's Tuuri Suutari.
And Suutari is not quite sure where to go and has to stop to read a map. And here she goes. And now we get the GPS, who's going on which forking and how they are executing it. Sandberg's route choice to the E control seems really good. Also Koskela is taking the direct route to the F forking.
But Sandberg's route choice was good. She was ahead of Kudderschneider. But then Sandberg...
And then we see some mistakes taken. And Kudderschneider as well in difficulties. Now climbing up when she should be going down.
So both Frida Sandberg and Daisy Kudderschneider making big mistakes here after the TV control and their first combined control. They were together, but now they are both
and now
trailing.
Salla Koskela's work seems most confident at this point.
And the followers, Magdalena Olsson and Lisa Larsen, Jenny Baklid, Sari Väärinen, Judita Traubaite, all together.
Here we see some action. These are fast and furious situations on the tracks. The tracks are really hard, really good glide on your skis, and when you come downhill and there are curves and there are bumps, it's not easy to ski. And when you have other athletes around and even a cameraman, it's not too much extra space on the tracks.
And it looked very much like the cameraman there was hugging the forest also.
Yeah. And now we see Koskela and Santeri together on the swamp area.
And we are following this. Is this Kudryschnider?
No, this is, I think,
Baklid.
Baklid. Yeah.
And Jenny Baklid was a minute
And
behind.
taking a shortcut here.
Mm-hmm. She was a minute behind Koskela and Schneider at the first video control, or the first TV control, but now going alone and perhaps making a very personal and good choice.
Yes. This is what Magdalena Olsson and Kudryschnider have done.
Olsson is going to the F control. Kudryschnider is going to the E control to the left,
Yeah.
and she still doesn't know how to get there.
Or the GPS was stuck.
Right. Let's not make too much of conclusions just because of a dot.
Yeah. Baklid.
Seems good.
Looking skiing. Now back to the forest and towards the control.
And also for the ladies, there are 2 places for them to change equipment if any of the skis will break. These are the same places as when they changed the maps.
And of course there is a risk for breaking your equipment on curvy and bumpy tracks, but let's hope that no one has to change.
At least we
poles or
didn't see
skis.
anything of that in the men's competition.
Yeah.
So, of course, that might have happened, but we didn't see it.
Yeah, and here we can see very technical curves. It slows you down quite a bit.
Although she has a good pace in the forest.
Yes, indeed. The most important thing is to maintain the flow. If you push too hard in these technical parts, you can break your skis, and that's that after then.
Ooh.
Oh, just like that.
Now Hagerström almost breaking her ski.
Yeah. Nothing is more annoying than getting your other ski stuck behind a tree. That breaks your flow.
Is that more disturbing than having both your skis stuck behind the tree?
Yeah. It's because your other leg is already going to the direction where you want to go, but the other one is lagging behind. There are some good Finnish words for those situations, but let's not teach those here.
That's another program.
Yeah.
Elin Hagerström was about 1:26, 1:30 behind Salla Koskela and Daisy Kudryschnider at the first TV control. But now she's here chasing Jenny Baklid. She's gained some 15 seconds on her from the TV control. So going very well and making a different route choice also.
Now we want to see some GPS. Where is the lead of the competition? Oh,
There you are.
right here. Oh, the differences are quite huge. Koskela now, I think, more than a minute ahead of Magdalena Olsson.
And even more before Kudryschnider. These are the 3 ladies that started within 1 second of each other. The number 1, 2, and 3 yesterday.
A little bit different looking race at the moment than the men's race was at this point.
Oh,
And
here we have
Magdalena Olsson, again, not
And going back.
quite sure what to do. And now we're waiting for the leading athlete Salla Koskela to arrive at the TV control.
Yeah, is it Salla or is it Frida, or is it Frida Sandberg, who was also doing very well? We didn't see Frida's dot here a moment ago, but we know that Frida Sandberg and Salla Koskela were skiing close to each other, away from the second control after the TV control.
Excellent point. Where? Waiting.
Should we be whispering now? This is
the
what you usually do.
Traditional orienteering speculations. Now we see the first athlete to arrive. And that's Salla Koskela.
It is the finished dress. You're quite right. Salla Koskela. And how far are the other ones? We're still on the first leg, the first round of the ladies' pursuit competition, and already now Salla Koskela has made very good route choices, and no other athletes still to be seen at the TV control.
And now we get to follow some other Finnish athletes, Sonja Mörsky and I think Kaisa Klementtinen could be the other one, who are leading us through the spruce forest here.
And we're waiting the next ones. 2 skiers approaching the control. And these are Norway,
Norwegian
Linda Lindquist and Anna Ulvensöen.
Yes. Now we didn't get the graphics, but the difference is a little less than 1 minute.
Ah, right. 51 and 53 seconds. Anna Ulvensöen starting with number 5 and Linda Lindquist starting with number 10.
And they make different route choice, or they have different forking than Salla Koskela had after this TV control.
Right.
Salla turned right, they turned left.
And again Swedish. Frida Sandberg. Right, 124 behind. And Lisa Larsen also coming. The Swedes almost together, Frida Sandberg and Lisa Larsen. Frida Sandberg was very close to Salla Koskela the last time we saw the dots together. But something's happened here in between.
Yes, and as we can see, still no sign of Daisy Gudre Schneider, or is Magdalena Olsson there? Yes, Olsson is there.
She is. Jenny Baklid and Elin Schagerström together here, 2 minutes behind Salla.
The differences have grown quite huge at this phase already. We have seen big mistakes in the first loop of this women's pursuit race.
And finished dress. This is Mervi Pesu, starting with number 20. And Sonja Mörsky.
And Pesu has risen quite considerably when it comes to the results.
Evine Westli Andersen, Kaisa Klementtinen, Epp Palberg, all about 240, 250 behind.
And now we see the difference in the forking, and as we saw, Salla Koskela took the right because she is skiing on the H forking towards the most right side controls, and I think in this the G forking is a bit shorter than the H. But will it be enough for Ulvensöen and Lindquist to gain? I don't think so, I believe.
So what are your expectations for today?
I'm expecting very tight race, and I hope it's as fun as yesterday. So I'm looking forward for it.
What was fun yesterday?
It was basic Finnish, very technical orienteering, and yeah, the course was fun. Yeah, I like it.
So what's your strengths for today?
The flow with the orienteering, and I'm focusing for it.
And why are you better than the other ones in that?
I have trained a lot, and I have a lot of experience. Yeah.
And Salla Koskela approaching her 15th control. But right now we don't see where Linda Lindquist is going. She's not going together, she's going right through the forest.
Yes.
Ooh, that's a
and
shortcut.
It seems that Ulvensjön as well is taking shortcut downhill. That's risky. And Ulvensjön's shortcut doesn't seem to take to the direction where she should go. Lindquist is taking a better shortcut here.
We are close to the Alpine ski resort, the hill, but
Yeah.
is this also a place where you could go downhill easily?
It's quite steep. As you can see, there is this small earth bank quite close to the G15 control. These are areas where you can break your equipment if you're not careful. You can go downhill through the forest. There is enough snow, so no problems, but you have to be careful.
And up in the open areas, this snow is about 1 meter deep. Is it that deep also in the forest?
Maybe a little bit less, but I don't think you go all the way to the bottom. There are some harder snow surfaces between the layers of snow.
Yep, so we're already at the first map change area, and Sallakoskela is not that much ahead of the other ones. We see here that Linda Lindquist and Anna Ulvensjön only 11 and 15 seconds behind Sallakoskela, so very close between the three first ones here at the first map changeover.
Yeah, the forking was considerably shorter for the Swedish and Norwegian ladies here in the ending of the first loop. And soon they are heading to the next loop again.
And we see the three first ones going up the hill. And we're waiting the next skiers, but it's already a minute. And Lisa Larsen is leading the group.
Followed by Santeri, and I think there was a third Swedish.
Elin Hagerström was there also together with them, but
now
no,
it's
this is
Norwegian. No, Olsson.
Anna, of course, Magdalena Olsson in
Yes.
6th place. Very strong competition this far by the Swedish ladies with Linda Lindquist, with Lisa Larsen, Frida Sandberg and Anna Magdalena Olsson here. All four ladies among the top 6 right now.
Even though Olsson made huge mistakes in the beginning.
But not as big ones as Daisy Kudder-Schneider did.
And she is far.
So into number 7, place number 7, Jenny Baklid, Elin Hagerström.
And is this Daisy Kudder?
It is.
Schneider, yes, and
she's
2.5 minutes behind Koskela.
2.5, but she was already almost 3 minutes behind
Yes.
at the last TV control. So she's gained, well, 20 seconds at least.
Yeah, probably by the shorter forking, but we cannot know.
Or then
for
she's
sure.
just found the
Yeah.
the speed again.
That is possible.
Daisy Kudder then followed by Evine Westli Andersen, Norway, Mervi Pesu, Finland, Sonja Mörsky, Finland, and Evelina Wickbom, Sweden. We thus have 13 ladies within the 3 first minutes here in the ladies' pursuit competition. Bigger differences than I had thought, because the men's competition was so tight.
Yes.
But a lot of mistakes also.
Yeah, and that's what causes differences. Making big differences in the beginning makes the job easier for those who manage to maintain their space, because when you get your own piece to the second loop, it's less probable that you make mistakes.
Tuuli Suutari, Judita Traubaite, Kaisa Klemettinen and Epp Palberg almost together, and Isabel Salén trailing them by 20 seconds, 4 minutes behind the leader Salla Koskela.
And so we get to see the beginning of the second loop by the leading 3 athletes.
And they all have the same forking.
Yes, so it seems. So now they so they make different route choices here. Not difference at all. It doesn't matter which one you take from the A.
Linda Lindquist and Anna Ulvensen are still chasing Koskela, but here it looked like they took
the
different route choices.
Forking did change, and now Koskela is alone and
again.
Yes, and Ulvensen and was it Lindquist?
Linda Lindquist.
Yes,
together.
They are together, and they can use that their advantage, or they can do just like that.
And Koskela is making a mistake. No, she's going up to C4, of course.
Yes,
that's why.
That's a route choice. Maybe a bit slower route choice than it would have been to take the first right, but these are minor route choices here.
But Ulvensen and Lindquist, they ought to be going to the same control.
Yes, and Lindquist is well, I don't say lost, but she's on the wrong track at least.
She's meeting now.
Oh. And
now she's turning back.
Yeah. She shouldn't. May have thought she knew where to go, but it seems that seeing Ulvensen here was a surprise for her.
Would be nice now to see the
now
GPS to see where
now a
is
split
Linda
screen
going.
Would be really nice.
Linda is making good pace, but does she know where she's going?
Now we get some GPS. Ulvensen, no, Lindquist has not been on the third control yet, and now she is going to get behind Santeri, I think. So this is a big mistake for Linda Lindquist.
But Linda has still not been to the D3 control.
Yeah, indeed. And now
she's turning the wrong way.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
So Santeri passes Lindquist at this point.
Sandberg was a minute behind Salla Koskela at the map changeover. The difference didn't seem that much anymore. And now Alva Ulvensen is the one going the fastest.
Or at least I think Salla Koskela is ahead, but on different forking, so difficult to know.
But
Ulvensen is not quite sure either.
Ooh.
So this is difficult orienteering in this dense network area here in this slope. This is the most difficult part of the race.
You said already that Daisy Kuder-Schneider is a long way behind them, 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes doesn't seem to be very much now anymore.
Yeah, she still has all the possibilities to climb to fight against these ladies.
Let's see now what Lindquist and Ulvensen have been doing. They're going to the D3 control. And Lindquist was close.
Yeah, but so close, but yet so far.
She met Ulvensen and then followed her instead of going the way she was.
And over a minute mistake here.
Oh, she was so close.
Yeah. Now some...
We are not awaiting anybody to finish really yet.
Yeah, not yet, but of course it's nice to see that the organizers are enjoying the show as well.
And the weather.
Yes.
Ulvensen coming to D4, a little bit from behind.
Koskela already taken c5 and going to the
Right, so that's what
sixth
Ulvensoen
control.
was doing. She made a wrong turn at one point and had to come to the d4 from the behind.
You cannot lose your focus for a second in this area.
No.
If you take one crossing wrong, then you are lost. That's
Ah.
what we have seen today.
Magdalena Olsson doing okay, but Linda Lindquist is far away from her also.
And Frida Sandberg even a little bit more.
They were only a minute and a half behind Salla Koskela at the changeover, but there have been a lot of small, not only micro mistakes, but also macro mistakes.
Yes. Huge mistakes. But when everybody makes huge mistakes, then
We are waiting mostly here now, Salla Koskela, the first
there she arrives.
lady here at the TV control again, and there she is. And now it will be interesting to see how big is the difference to the others. At the changeover, Linda Lindquist and Anna Ulvensoen were only 10 or 11, 15 seconds behind Salla Koskela. But both have made smaller, bigger mistakes on the course. And the difference, as you can see, is growing all the time.
yes. And Salla Koskela's work on the track seems very confident, and she seems very focused. Of course, there is always a possibility that you lose your focus for one crucial second, but so far looking very good for the Finn.
Have we seen any mistakes made from her yet at all?
No, not that I have noticed.
No.
It's possible that there has been some minor worse route choices, but she has known where she is,
Right.
and that is the most important thing.
Right. 47. The difference from the changeover has gained by 30 seconds. And Ulvensoen was closer.
But now Koskela takes a little bit more. Okay, we don't see the control. Actually, if I remember correctly, she is going on the optimal route
Okay.
to the next control. Yes.
And
No.
Frida.
Yes.
Linda, of course, Linda.
No, that was
No,
Frida.
that was Frida.
Yes, that was Frida Sandberg. And
So
Linda Lindquist here.
Frida has passed Linda,
Yes.
the teammate. Now 8 seconds between these two. And they are about half a minute behind Anna Ulvensoen.
Oh, and here
Ooh.
Salla has her skis stuck in the snow. And these are moments that can break your flow in this difficult area. And now it's important to gain your eye contact with the map as soon as possible, and then just carefully, calmly continue where you were before getting stuck in the snow.
The fifth skier, and this is Daisy Kudre Schneider, now only 2:15 behind, and Magdalena Olsson together with her. So 2:15, she's gained 20 seconds again on Salla Koskela.
And less than 1 minute behind bronze and silver medals
Right.
at the moment. Or at least behind bronze. Ulvensoen is actually a little bit far ahead.
Yeah, but still. Sonja Mörsky and Evelina Wickbom and Jenny Baklid. 3 skiers together here in places 7, 8 and 9. Only half minute behind Kudre Schneider and Olsson. And here we can see now the different choices, route choices. Vestli Andersen is trailing in her own.
She went to the control, last fourth control, and now she's approaching
okay.
the common control and getting towards the TV control, which is number 8.
Okay.
And here we can see Salla Koskela is still on the correct route, so even though she had some minor problems with her staying on the track, she managed to get herself back on track again.
And both Lindquist and Sandberg seem to be doing very well. They went straight to their own controls, but because of the forking, there's a little bit of difference between them, on the map at least.
Yes. And both Koskela and Ulvensson are now on the E forking. And let's see if Koskela uses the dotted track.
Sandquist also should have had the E forking. But they are not so close that they can see each other, especially not here in the forest.
No. Maybe a fast glimpse on the swamp area if their eyes are up.
The difference between Koskela and Ulvensson was 47 seconds at the TV control, and between Ulvensson and Sandberg 35 seconds. So it's a big difference.
Yeah, they are both doing their own navigation, own job right now. And Koskela used the optimal route. She used that dotted track, and also Ulvensson is using it right now.
She's turning right.
Yes, and here we can see her on the skiing camera as well. I think I'm not sure if it's Koirikivi or Eerola who's holding the camera right now, but anyway, he is having a hard time staying behind Ulvensson.
And the most important thing is that it is Salla Koskela ahead of him.
Yeah.
He's following the leader. The women's pursuit, and as we see here, both the E and the F forkings are going their own ways altogether. Lindquist and Sandberg now together, but they have different forkings, so they only see each other for a while.
Ulvensson turning around.
Going back from the control.
Cameraman rushing behind.
And we don't know the difference between the ladies now. There was a competitor from the first leg that shouldn't have been Sandberg or Lindquist yet.
No, it wasn't. Anna Ulvensson showing us some nice skiing on narrow tracks. Smooth at once.
And then we see Lindquist and Sandberg were together, but now had to go to different controls. So quite some difference between the ladies here. Ulvensson is doing fine. Good pace here, and of course now there have been so many ladies skiing here, so she has no advantage of the tracks that Salla Koskela might have been doing, and she can't see the back of her either. We heard Jörgen Baklid, the men's winner, that seeing someone's back is so much more inspiring.
Yes, and you can take those curves, crossings, small corner cuts so much smoother when you see someone else before you kind of showing the way. But of course you have to still focus on your own work, because you can be on the forked section anytime, and you don't know which forking the other athletes before you are doing.
Anna Ulvensson doing fine, but we can also see that Kudra Schneider is doing fine. She is going to the F12. She has already passed the F11. Her dot, of course, stopped now, but she's not far away from Frida Sandberg, who is also going the F forking, and she might even see the back of Frida already. So Kudra Schneider, Daisy, is doing very well at the moment.
Well, at least now it seems that she is not so close to Sandberg, but she's more like together with Magdalena Olsson, and they are about 20-30 seconds behind Sandberg and also Linda Lindquist.
You're right.
And Olsson has the same forking with Lindquist, and Kudra Schneider same with Sandberg. And soon Salla Koskela is arriving to the TV control and has quite a strong lead.
We're already at the TV control, and Salla Koskela had a 47-second gap at the last TV control. So from here it's only some 2 kilometers to the map changeover.
And where is Salla? Where is Salla? There she comes, or does she?
Well, the pace looks like Salla.
Yes, yes. Good focused ski orienteering here. And the camera picks, and now Salla should be heading left from the next crossing. There, left, and then sharp right, right away. There.
She knew that there were some skiers right behind her at the map changeover. Linda Lindquist and Anna Ulvensöen at that time.
Yes.
But are the coaches allowed to tell her how big the gap is now?
Yes, they are allowed. In the coaching zone, it's possible to give this kind of information to the athletes. The other thing is if the athlete wants to hear it. It depends. I believe in Salla Koskela's case, she wants to hear what's the situation. Some athletes can consider it more disturbing to hear. They just want to focus on their own work. And now the Norwegian girl is taking right, and she has got the longer forking for this ending part. So I think it's possible that Santeri could gain some advantage compared to Anna Ulvensöen.
But the difference is the same. 47 seconds at the last control, 47 again. Linda Lindquist now 1:14 behind. She has gained some. They both Frida Sandberg and Linda Lindquist have been skiing faster now, so they probably had then a shorter forking, because we haven't seen any mistakes made by Salla Koskela. Well, this is speculation, of course, because we don't see the forking right now before us. But Koskela is the one leading the competition here.
And Daisy is arriving at the TV now.
And the difference was 2:16 the last time we saw her, now 1:52. So she's going faster than Salla Koskela right now.
At the moment, so. And now it's interesting to see, and I think by comparing Anna Ulvensöen and Frida Sandberg, we get some information about how big the difference between this last forking section is.
Right.
Because they were together in this TV control.
And Magdalena Olsson here, 2:21 behind. The gap is about the same as it was in the last TV control. And now after Sonja Mörsky here.
Yeah.
Now after the ladies come to the map changeover, then everybody has skied an equal length.
That's where we know the exact situation, and the last section of the course, the last third map, is the same for all the athletes.
Not forked at all anymore.
No.
So after Sonja Mörsky, Jenny Baklid and Evelina Wikbom passing about 3 minutes behind the leader Salla Koskela. She was not quite sure about what to do, but she chose the left.
And again, excitement grows in the amongst the spectators here. They are seeing the same picture on the arena screen as we are watching in the television.
Was that Finnish excitement you saw?
Yes, that's Finnish excitement. You just stand with your hands crossed and stay quiet and until you know.
The next ones to pass here: Evine Westli Andersen, Mervi Pesu and Judita Traubaite, doing well in places 10, 11 and 12 right now. 3:45, 3:46 behind the leader, Salla Koskela.
And Traubaite losing some seconds there because she wasn't sure which way to go. And yet still waiting for more athletes to the last TV. And now we get some GPS what happens after the last TV control here. So here the Norwegian and Swedish girls' routes separated, and Koskela is doing her own job alone. And oh, Koskela misses 15th control there. She realizes it and turns back, but this is going to she is going to lose her lead. And now she is going to be behind at least Sandberg, maybe even behind Ulvensö and Lindquist in the map change. So this became a competition after all. The last leg is going to be decisive again.
So she did what? She
skied straight to G16
instead of 15.
Then
and right now we have then Anna Ulvensson and we have Frida Sandberg that are going. Sandberg still has her G16th to pass. Ulvensö and Lindquist, they are going straight to the map changeover. So, and Koskela in 4th place only.
Yes, so it seems.
And also Daisy Kudrschneider is approaching this group of 4 skiers.
And there are some junior athletes. Oili Holopainen is shouting at Salla, giving some instructions. Go faster, go faster.
So there we are. Frida Sandberg leading the competition here right now. And Anna Ulvensö, and there we have Linda Lindquist.
And it seemed like Anna Ulvensö didn't get the punch at the first pass, and she had to turn back.
So
I'm not sure. It was a bit outside the TV picture.
So 20 seconds between these first 4 ladies, and Daisy Kudrschneider is here approaching also. The difference was about a minute between Sandberg and Kudrschneider at the last TV control.
Now it seems that the medals are settled between these 4 ladies, but with a big mistake, they still could offer a possibility for Kudrschneider to climb into the medal fight.
There's still a minute up for Kudrschneider. And all these 4 athletes, all these 4 going up the hill. And
is that Ulvensö? And how is she behind Koskela again? Yes. So Koskela seems to be in 3rd place now. Just behind Linda Lindquist, and Anna Ulvensö is on the 4th place. So the Norwegian has done something in the map exchange.
Or there might have been that her ski was broken or something.
Something happened.
Exchange poles, we didn't see that, but the differences aren't big between these ladies. So for some reason she thought it was important to make that whatever she had to do at the coaches area. Magdalena Olsson is in 6th place, and here in 7th place Sonja Mörsky and Evelina Wickbom.
And now the final loop and GPS tracking from there. Santeri leading the competition.
And she's going fast.
Yes.
The trail or the tail is 15 seconds, so Linda Lindquist is not even 10 seconds behind Sandberg. Koskela not even 10 seconds behind Lindquist. Ulvenson not even 10 seconds behind here.
And now we have an interesting leg. Okay, so we don't get to follow the interesting leg, but this leg from 33 to 34 includes route choices. You can take it around from left, or you can go more straight forward approach like Sandberg seems to be doing. And
we're following now the leader. Frida Sandberg is some 10 seconds ahead of the others.
Oh, actually Sandberg is exactly the one who's taking the left way around. And now it's interesting to see if this is faster, because the other ladies have to come around to the control and turn again, and then
Ulvensön making a far right. That doesn't seem to be the best one. Sandberg taking a far left and going fast, but also Lindquist and Koskela going fast now. But can they make a shortcut? We are following now Lindquist and Koskela in the picture. Can they make a shortcut through the forest? No, they don't dare to do that.
No, but they can cut the corner here. Yes, so it becomes a bit shorter, and I think they can gain the difference compared to Sandberg. So now the top three are all together now, and this is very exciting now.
And both are cameras at the same place also.
Yes. So now I think we will follow this fight for medals very closely.
Oh, so
here
Frida Sandberg, Linda Lindquist, and Salla Koskela together, three ladies. And again,
this is what you have to do. You have to make your own decisions in orienteering, and Salla Koskela passes Sandberg here.
Oh.
No, they are making a mistake and offering possibility for Ulvensön again. So
dear.
Linda
Lindquist was making the right choice, making a left there, and she's alone now, again leading. What a wonderful race this is. For the last kilometers now, down to the finishing, and Linda Lindquist ahead of the others, and the tail you can see is 15 seconds.
I think the gold is settled now, but it's a really tough fight for
They go to the second to the last control right now.
Yes,
Linda Lindquist about 14, 13, 15 seconds. Then Koskela in second place, Ulvensön in third place, and Frida Sandberg in fourth place. Oh, this is so interesting. We can see them all here close together, but Linda Lindquist is the one that is leading the pack.
Yes, now they are turning down, and now already Linda Lindquist is approaching the last control, coming downhill. And
there,
she's got solitude, she's got time, she can enjoy the final straight and take the world champion gold medal. And now really tough race between Salla Koskela and Anna Ulvensön, who will be
Salla Koskela is still ahead, but Linda Lindquist is the new world champion. Linda Lindquist from Sweden in finishing there. Salla Koskela is keeping the second place. Second yesterday, second today, and Anna Ulvensson here finishing in third place, and Frida Sandberg in fourth place. Right when you said it, you have to make your own choices. That's where Linda Lindquist made her own choice, while the two other ones went straight, and that paid off. Frida Sandberg, fourth place for her today. Linda Lindquist started with number 10, only some 18 seconds behind or 30 seconds behind, but those seconds didn't count for very much with all the mistakes the ladies made in different parts of the course. Here, the fifth skier, Daisy Kudra-Schneider, who made a big mistake on the first leg, now makes it very well to the end, but it wasn't really enough for her today.
No, yesterday's world champion, today in 5th position.
She said that the important thing was to do your own race and to be very careful with the orienteering. Something happened.
Yeah, sometimes when you know it's difficult, when you over focus, so called, it's possible that you lose your track, and then you see what happened here. It's interesting if we get to hear comments, probably not, but what happened there for both Daisy Kudra-Schneider and also Magdalena Olsson, who ends up being 6th today.
Mm. And we had Sonja Mörsky, Evelina Wickbom and Jenny Baklid, who all three went out together from the last map changeover. This is Evelina Wickbom going for 7th place and Sonja Mörsky, Finland, going for 8th place. What a thriller!
Yeah.
Up to the second to the last control,
yeah.
And there the decision was made.
And think about it. Half an hour ago it seemed that this is clear. The differences were huge, and yet it comes down to the last controls.
Yeah, the difference was 47, 48 seconds, and it stayed very steadily with that all through the second leg, and then for the last two controls of the second leg, Salla Koskela made a mistake and everything was open.
Yes.
For Linda Lindquist to take it.
Yeah.
Jenny Baklid here finishing in place number 9, and the next ones should be is this Mervi Pesu and Judita Traubaite. And Mervi still keeping this 10th place, Judita in 11th place, and behind them Evine Vestli Andersen from Norway. But Judita, she also made a bigger mistake on the first leg, but has since then kept about the same pace as the leaders. She had her chances also, now in 11th place, Traubaite. And Vestli Andersen from Norway finishing here, Evine in place number 12 in today's pursuit.
4 minutes behind the leader.
Oh, what a happy Linda Lindquist.
She should be. After all, also Linda Lindquist made one major mistake, and I think at that point she didn't believe that she could compete for the gold medal today. But anything is possible.
Here is the result from the World Championships. So, World Champion Linda Lindquist from Sweden, silver medalist Salla Koskela, and bronze to Anna Ulvensøen, Norway.
And the interview.
Okay, and now we have a winner and a new world champion for the ladies pursuit, Linda Lindquist here. From the 10th place to the victory, how does it feel?
Super good. It was really exciting today to chase. Yeah.
Okay, there were quite many mistakes for the leading ladies. How went your race?
I did mistakes, but I think we did mistakes in different parts, so we were kind of chasing each other and then like switching the lead, I think. But it was hard to know because it was so many tracks and so many controls. So it's always kind of just trying to do your own race.
Yeah, and the decisive mistake with Salla and others were in the very last this orienteering control. How did it felt when you went for the skating track after that and was in the lead?
At first I was like, was I taking did you have a forking? Was it the wrong control? But then I realized I must be in the lead now, so it's just keep going the last control. Try to just have them back in the back of me.
Yeah, it was perfect orienteering. It was decisive. Yeah, very much decisive. Hey, once again, congratulations, Linda.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Pystyy nauttimaan tästä tämän päivän hopeamitalista. Kulta oli lähellä.
And now we get to replay of today's race when it comes to the top athletes. And in the beginning, everybody was in the same group, taking their own forkings. And then when we come to the most difficult part, we started seeing some mistakes. And
this is where Linda made her first mistake.
Yes.
She turned back, which was close to the C4 control, but went back.
And at this point, Decisive Schneider was still fighting for the gold medal. But then the second forking part here, and the game changed a bit, or not just a bit.
She went back and forth, Schneider, right? Linda, on the other hand, now was doing good all the way to her control.
And Salla Koskela was doing really, really good. She didn't do any mistakes in the beginning. The first two loops almost pure, clean orienteering.
And when we are getting here to the last controls of the first leg, then Salla Koskela was leading ahead of Anna Ulvensöön and Linda Lindquist. Not very big gap between these three ladies. It was the first lap. But on the second lap, a lot of things happened. And especially Linda made some bigger mistakes.
Yes. And again, when we arrived at this most technical, difficult part, here we can see Linda Lindquist almost screwing up her race totally. But she continued where she left, and after this she managed to keep her focus, gaining on leading Koskela and Ulvensöön.
At this point she's still about 1:15 behind Koskela. And Lindquist is in third, fourth place together with Frida Sandberg. They are chasing Salla Koskela at this moment. But both Koskela and Ulvensöön doing well, doing great at this moment. No problems at all.
And also all the three of them are having the same forking here. And then Salla Koskela makes the decisive mistake towards the G15 control here. She takes it down to 16th control and realizes that, oh shit, I have to go back. And now the game is open.
Yeah. And she didn't realize it at the control.
Yeah, just after. She was already going towards the map exchange. Oh, luckily, she noticed it.
So here Frida Sandberg is leading out on the last track, and she made a left turn which wasn't as good as the other ones, and immediately after that the short trail to the left, which Linda Lindquist saw and the other ones didn't.
Which also costed a medal for Frida Sandberg.
It did.
Because Anna Ulvensöön was able to pass her.
And this is the bronze medalist Anna Ulvensöön, part of what she's been doing today, and finishing in third place. The silver medalist Salla Koskela and we followed her a lot from
Yeah.
the beginning.
Ceremony will
And
start
Linda
in
here
5
going the wrong way. She was so close to the control at that moment.
And it's so fun because the picture we saw just a few seconds ago, that didn't look like a gold medalist at all. But here we are. So happy.
This is what a gold medalist looks like.
Let's go to interview.
Okay, now we have today's silver medalist Salla Koskela here. Congratulations for the silver. It's always a great achievement in the World Champs, but there was more to come. I have to ask, what happened in the last forking leg?
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened, but I missed one crossing coming down next to the hill before just before map change, and went 1-2 down and realized it too late, and yeah, but it it was so close, but silver is medal too.
Yeah, and I would say that it's at the end it was one medal. You were fourth, and then again you took the lead again, or behind the Linda. Then there was a small happening in the second last control.
Yeah.
What were the thoughts?
I don't know what happened there. It was so there was two Swedish girls, and I don't know what happened there, but yeah, it was so stressed situation to fighting gold. So but yeah, I'm happy that I managed to take the silver at least.
Yeah, it has to be taken so that it at the end again one silver. You have two medals now, and well, one can only look forward. You can't look too much back.
Yeah, there's still middle distance ahead, and I have two silvers, so it's not that bad. So, but yeah, let's see what happens in Friday.
Okay, hey, once again, congratulations, Salla.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Two very exciting races behind.
We've had today a winner from Norway, Jörgen Baklid, and a winner from Sweden, Linda Lindquist. Yesterday, a winner from Finland, Ville-Petteri Saarela, and a winner from Estonia, Daisy Kudde-Schnieder. So 4 nations and 4 gold medals this far. And a very exciting race, both for the men and for the women. I remember saying at some point in the ladies' race, oh, how big differences. I thought this would be much more exciting.
Yeah,
I got the excitement.
Yeah, we really got the excitement. The best part of orienteering, what we saw today.
Yeah, so far Finland has taken 4 silver medals. Switzerland has taken 1 bronze medal also. 5 medals altogether for Finland this far, 1 gold and 4 silver. Was this expected?
I'm not sure expected. Of course, this is a home ground for Finnish people. Finnish people know what kind of orienteering to expect, but on the other hand, so do many else. They were hoping for many medals, but I think this may be a little bit a positive surprise for the Finnish team so far.
Tomorrow, Thursday, will be a free day, a day off for everyone, and then we have the middle distance on Friday, starting at 12:30 for everyone, and then on Saturday, mixed relay. Will there be other nations taking medals?
Well, that remains to be seen. It's always possible. The Swiss team hasn't managed to break into the top 3 yet. Today we saw that, for example, Müller was very close in the beginning.
Yeah, and Nicola Müller then got a bronze medal. So not bad this far. Let's hope for other nations also to be taking part in the fight for medals. This is these are the World Championships, and we have 16 nations taking part. Let's hope for good races from everyone.
Yes, and now it's juniors' turn. That we are not going to see live here, but we'll meet again today after tomorrow.
Representing Finland, Ville-Petteri Saarela. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the national